Assalamualaikum. In this video, our group will present a topic entitled The Relationship Between MISTI and Best Guideline with the Manufacture of Purified Products. The presenters for today are Ahmad Haris bin Jalil, Ainul Husna Afiqah binti Nordin, Haiza Hilyana binti Tukling, Nur Syahidah Najwa binti Hairun Nizam, Nurbaiti Atikah binti Muhammad Sabri, and Fateh Nur Akmar binti Muhammad Anid. So, the objectives of our topic are: first, understand the elements of MISTI and BEST. Second, understand the main function of MISTI and BEST as well as the difference. Third, understand the MISTI and BEST certification procedure. And last is, know the importance of using those guidelines in the manufacture of purified products.
In general, the production of halal food products has increased and expanded throughout the country. This has made it easier for the community, especially Muslims, to obtain food sources and products that are guaranteed to be halal. This is because for Muslim consumers, every product used must be a halal product and come from a halal source because it will affect themselves as Muslim, because everything they eat will be flesh and blood. Therefore, the development of halal products and industry in this country is seen as a very positive step in ensuring the confidence of all Muslims in the products used. Furthermore, the concept of halal also covers various aspects, especially from the aspect of purified products. In addition, hygiene is one of the important elements in the production of a product, because this is in line with what has been stated in Islam, which is Allah has mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 222, which means Allah loves those who turn to Him constantly, and He loves those who keep themselves pure and clean. So from this verse, it is clear that cleanliness is very important for a Muslim, whether it is from external or internal aspect. Besides, it can be associated with the consumption of products that are guaranteed hygiene, because it can affect the internal aspect of human beings, especially Muslims. Therefore, it shows that the halal certification system is very important and play important role in ensuring that the product produced are clean and safe to use. However, the concept of halal is not only focused on the hygiene aspect, but also in all aspects of the food manufacturing process, which is include the quality, safety and nutrition aspect of the product. MISTI and BEST are among the guidelines that have an important role and related to the purified product. MISTI is known as Makanan Selamat Tanggungjawab Industri. According to Ahmad Sahim, MISTI is a form of Food Safety Assurance System certification scheme imposed by the Ministry of Health Malaysia, managed by the Ministry Food Safety and Quality Division, while BEST is known as Clean, Safe and Healthy, which is it is a recognition given to food premises operators. It is to encourage the provision of safe and healthy food. There are 4 criteria that must be followed by the premises operator, which is they must maintain clean premises, provide healthy food, provide safe food, and also prepare food in proper serving portions according to individual needs. So it shows that these 2 guidelines play an important role in the manufacture of purified product.
Understand the elements of MISTI and BEST. Firstly, for MISTI, there are 2 sections, which is control of premise, and control of operations. For control of premise, there was divided into 4 elements. Firstly, design and facilities. Secondly, food handlers. Thirdly, training, and the last one is maintenance and sanitation. Meanwhile, for control of operations, it has 6 elements. Firstly is raw material control. Secondly is process control. Thirdly is packaging control, and next is storage control. Transportation and distribution control, and last but not least, traceability control. So firstly, I would like to explain about the first section, which is control of premise. For design and facilities, it includes the location, the layout, equipment and hardware, water or ice or steam supply, toilet, changing room or area, and also storage area. Next, for food handlers, it includes health examination, vaccination, handler practice, and also personal hygiene of handlers and visitors. Next, for training, it is related to food handler training course and training record. And the last one, maintenance and sanitation. So it includes the floor condition, walls, fan, windows, door, lighting, waste disposal, and also the general condition of the premise. Next, I would like to explain the next section, which is control of operations. So for the first element, which is raw material control, it is related to the receiving of raw material, receiving area, and also raw material cleaning. And second element is process control, and it is related to the control of microbiological hazard, control of chemical hazard, control of physical hazard, and processing activities. Third element is packaging control, which include packaging material, packaging area, packaging activities, and also labeling. So for next element is storage control, which is focused on segregation of storage, storage system, storage method, and labeling of raw material. For next element is transportation and distribution control, which is related to transport, cleanliness of transportation, and also the temperature of transport. And last but not least, traceability control, which is the ability to trace all the process from procurement of raw material to production. Okay, so basically, clean, safe, and healthy, or BASE, is a recognition given to food entrepreneurs to promote food premise entrepreneurs providing safe and healthy food to customers. So generally, there are 4 elements that must be complied by the food premise entrepreneurs before getting the recognition. So firstly, ability to maintain the cleanliness of food premise. Secondly, to provide healthy food. Thirdly, food that are safe to be consumed. And lastly, to provide food in proper serving sizes according to individual needs. And basically, this recognition involves 2 components, which are food safety and healthy eating. So to obtain the recognition, food entrepreneurs must to comply with the conditions set out for these 2 components.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Ahmad Haris. Today, I will present to you all about my topics, which is understand the scope of work for the main function of MISTI and BASE, as well as the difference. Okay, let's move to the topics. In this slide, I will tell you guys about the main function of MISTI. I had provided 4 points about the main function of MISTI. The first one is to meet the legal criteria under the Food Hygiene 2009. The second one is assist SMEs participate in the development program under the auspices of SME Corp and access to financial assistance. The third one is facilitate product marketing in supermarket, KR1M, Co-op 1M, and so on. And the last one is increase consumer trust and confidence with MISTI logo stickers on the food product. Through MISTI, traders and sellers can do business easily, and people do not have to worry about the product being sold by the seller. For this slide, I will tell you guys about the main function of BASE. For BASE, I had provide 3 points about the main function of BASE. The first one is to ensuring that the store is kept clean by the traders. Second, to ensuring that client receive safe food from traders or the seller. And the last one is to ensuring traders serve healthy food to customers. And through BEST, trader will ensure that their business premises are always clean, and the public does not have to worry about the cleanliness of the places they want to visit. And move to the last slide. In this slide, I will tell you all about the difference between Misty and BEST. First, Misty. Misty is a rebranded scheme to replace the scheme Keselamatan Makanan Satu Malaysia. It is food safety insurance program to assist food enterprises, especially small and medium enterprises (SMEs), to meet the requirement provided under the Food Hygiene Regulations 2009. While BEST is a recognition given to food premise operators to encourage food premise operators to provide safe and healthy food to customers. To make it simple, Misty is applied to the product, while BEST is applied to the cleanliness of the business premises.
Next, I will explain Misty and BEST certification procedure. Okay, so the first one is the premise should be registered with the Ministry of Health through food premises registration. Second, the premise must be registered with the Companies Commission of Malaysia, and last is the premise must be licensed by the local authority. Okay, for the elements of certifications, it's divided into two parts, which is part A and part B. So for the part A is control of premises, and for the part B is control of operations. Okay, for the control of premises, it contains 4 elements with sub-elements, which is design and facilities, food handlers, training and maintenance. Okay, so for the control of operations, it contains elements of raw material control, storage control, transportation, and last is traceability. Okay, now it's time to certification process, which is the process of getting the certificate. Okay, so the first step is the approval process. So for the approval process, the application received will be reviewed, verified, and recorded. The field audit will be conducted for the premise. Second is field audit. The field audit that is conducted will be based on the element of Misty checklist, and if the applicant is found to be in non-conformance to the Misty elements, the auditor is required to ask the applicants to take corrective action for each non-conformance documented based on the audit form. Next is coaching. Coaching will be given to applicants in order to ensure that the premise requirements and control of operations carry out conform to and in line with the requirements of Misty elements. Applicants are required to give their full commitment to the auditors in order to develop a food safety assurance program within the period of 6 months. Next is follow-up audit. A follow-up audit is required if the corrective action feedback received from the applicant requires verification by the auditor. Corrective action feedback should be submitted within a period of 3 months of the date of the field audit. The applicant is required to obtain the evidence in the form of photograph or supporting documents as justification for the corrective action taken. The fifth step is final report. The final report will be prepared by the auditor and should include the audit form of Misty. The final report should be submitted to the Deputy Director of the State Health Department for the support. And the final report that is supported by the State Health Department will be sent to the Food Safety and Quality Division Headquarters, Ministry of Health. And last step is approval. The final report will be tabled during the Misty Certification Committee meeting at the Food Safety and Quality Division Headquarters, Ministry of Health for approval. Misty Certification Committee reserves the right to not approve application that is found to be abuse of misleading, although it has complied with all certification requirements. Application approved for the first time or new application as well as application for renewal will be given a certificate of recognition together with a covering letter. Next, I will explain the criteria for application procedures for BESS. Okay, so the first, the premise must be registered with the Companies Commission of Malaysia, SSM, or any related agency. Second, the premise must be registered with Ministry of Health through food premises. And third, the premise must have a license from the local authority, PBT. Next, we move to the elements of certification. So for BESS, it also have two parts, which is food safety and second is nutrition. For the elements of food safety, it contains process control, building, structure of premise, food handler, food equipment and appliances, and food preparation area, water, ice plumbing and supply, drainage facilities, sanitation facilities, water disposal, pest control, cleaning and maintenance of premise, transportation and distribution, and last is others. And for the nutrition parts, it contains calorie labeling, display information, healthy eating message, and last is also sells or supply plain water. Next is the BESS certification process. Okay, so the first step is application. Applicants must complete the application form of BESS. Next is preliminary assessment and guidance. The applicant will be informed by the relevant supervisor officer setting the date of the initial assessment. Applicants must be on the premises on the date and time specified. Applicants needs to provide current relevant documents, initial assessment such as copy of LPM, certificate, vaccination record, and registration premises KKM. Evaluation and guidance will be conducted covering the components food safety and nutrition. Next is follow-up assessment. Follow-up evaluation will be conducted within 6 months from the first evaluation to ensure corrective action was taken. Corrective action must be taken by the applicant during that period. If the corrective action is not implemented, then the application will be automatically cancelled. The fourth step is final assessment report. The final evaluation report will be evaluated by the recognition committee. And last is BESS recognition certificate. BESS recognition approval will be notified for the applicant. Successful application will be awarded a certificate of recognition, BESS logo, and accompanying letters.
Next, I will explain about the importance of using MEST and BESS guideline in the manufacturing product. Okay, the first importance of using the MEST and BESS guideline is to make all customer and people are confident with the product that they consume from other premises. It is because people already know that the product with MEST and BESS guideline or MEST logo is clean and safe to be consumed. As we know, MEST requirement are given by the Ministry of Health Malaysia with the requirement that we need to fulfill in order to get these certifications, so that it convince us that their premise and product are safe for our consumptions and clean from any other substances. In addition, the customer view are the most important aspect to be emphasized in productions of any product at the market in order to get the attentions from customer and to be the best seller product in the market, because the customer are confidently to use those products with a MEST and BESS certification, because there are difference between the food handler who have a knowledge about food safety versus then who do not have knowledge about food safety in terms of their self-confidence and responsibility when handling food to keep the food safe from any contamination. Besides that, with the use of those guidelines can help to ensure all the premise
that follow the MESTI and had gained the best certificate only produce the purity product and always keep their premise in clean environment. It comply with the best and MESTI requirement, which is all of the premise must to keep their premise in a good and clean condition. When the premise want to gain a recognition from the best certification, they must to follow some criteria such as maintaining a hygienic food premise, and they also must to prepare a clean and healthy food for all the customer and prepare the correct serving size according to the individual needs. So, with this recognition from government, it's shown that their premise will always maintain a hygienic conditions of all aspects at the premise in order to remaining those certification. It is because the premise that adopt with the certification has been exposed with any causes such as food handling and other causes that related with food safety in order to get this certification, so they will be more careful when they need to produce or prepare some product and serve any food by ensuring that all of the aspects that related with the production must to comply with Tayyiban requirement. And the last one is the adoptions of MESTI certifications is also important for the company. It is because it will help to strengthen the product brand because there are a less of number of company in the marketplace that comply with the MESTI certification. In addition, stock management and the office always believe that comply with the government regulation such as fulfill the food hygiene regulation, which is MESTI certification, will make their company be an example for the other company that do not have MESTI certification. When the company apply the food hygiene regulation, it means that they have knowledge about any things that related with the manufacturing, purity product and food preservation. Next, it means that they have fully infrastructure in their company in order to start the production and to make sure that all of their equipment during the process are in hygiene condition. The industry is confident about MESTI and they trust that with adoptions of MESTI element could help to improve about their product quality, and it will make the company always give their best to manufacturing any product. It also can improve their way to control over their product and it can be useful for that company.
To be concluded, food safety is the responsibility of the industry, which is MESTI, and Clean, Safe and Health, which is BEST, is a certification scheme that has been obtained and introduced by the Ministry of Health Malaysia to ensure that food premises will be operated according to standard procedures set, especially in terms of food hygiene. This is something vital because it will make consumers will be more confident to visit the places or the premises and to prevent any harmful things such as food poisoning, diarrhea and so on. After all, Islam has been obligated its ummah to maintain a good hygiene for itself, family and so on, because cleanliness can be counted as one of the most important factors in ensuring a healthy life.
As we mentioned before, MESTI is responsible to control the premises in terms of design and facilities, food handlers, training and maintenance, and sanitation. In addition, it also controls the operation of the premises from the aspect raw materials, processing, packaging, storage, transportation and distribution, and also traceability.
In relation to that, there are 4 elements provided in BEST to ensure food safety and health. First, ensuring that premise maintain the cleanliness of the premises. Second, the food provided is safe. Third, provided a healthy food. And the last one is age of food provided is according to the meal based on the individual needs. Last but not least, be a premise operator who is able to have all qualification documented by the authorities such as MESTI and BEST. As well as consumers, be a wise consumers by choosing the premises that have a certification from MESTI and recognition from a BEST to ensure personal and family safety. Indeed, it is not wrong to be a picky person in choosing food premises because it is our right to guarantee and maintaining healthy living practices.